It was good. Hold up. Don't touch that.
Sorry. Got it.
Love and happiness. How's everybody doing out there? We back again, the Lindsays, with a new podcast episode. You know, we always got something in store for y'all, something fresh, something new. So, been having some conversations, and this actually came from one of our walks that we had a minute ago. This conversation. So, I just want to get into it a little bit, talk about some of the things that we discovered during this conversation, and share it with the audience a little bit, and just give a fresh perspective on the benefits of marriage. So, you know, we always got to shout out our event coming up. We got the Thanksgiving event coming up. So if you want to donate, Ty's Cash App will be in the video.
Yeah.
Also, you can always give like macaroni noodles, fresh green beans, cornbread. Like the containers, silverware, napkins, a lot of different things that we're looking to get here. So if you can help out, or if you want to come out and join us, hit us up, comment in the video, comment in one of our posts on social media, and we'd be very happy to have anybody we can. We can cover a lot more ground with more people. So hit us up, we just, what I'm saying, trying to do our part in the community, especially with everything that's going on right now with the government. Yeah. It's crazy. A lot of stuff going on. My wife actually works for the government. So if you want to give your little, I need you to go ahead and speak on that real quick, because this is going to be an important Thanksgiving if things don't open back up. So go ahead.
It's pretty trifling.
To say the least.
Like, that's all I really have to say about it. It's pretty trifling. I just say, pray for us workers that are considered essential. So I think there's a myth. A lot of people don't understand or know that some government employees, we don't get to go under a furlough status. So we are still required to show up to work and work our full shift with no pay. So it's rough out here. It's rough.
Definitely rough out here. So again, this is going to be a very important Thanksgiving to help those in need, for sure.
For sure.
Yeah, so let us know. Hit us up, But we're going to go ahead and get into it now. We're going to talk about the benefits of marriage. So, baby.
What?
Tell the listeners what you think the benefits of marriage are.
So I believe that the benefits of marriage is, I would say the number one thing for me is good. That sounds so plain Jane, I know. But it's good for you. Our last episode, we covered, we were talking about happiness and how, you are responsible for your own happiness. And that is absolutely true. But one of the benefits, me being married to TJ, he is there to pick me up if I am having a situation. And we just mentioned the government, for example. Literally just this morning before I went to work, I'm like, TJ, I need you to just cover me in prayer right now. It's better to be in this world, to me, and I believe God created this way for a reason, but it's better to be in the world with someone. with the right person, of course. But it's better for you to experience some of these things, or seasons, if you will. It's better for you to experience that or have somebody in your corner with you. So to me, it's good, it's wholesome, it's love, it's happiness, it's joy, it's disappointments, it's ups, it's downs. But you want to do it with someone. Like, you don't want to be in the world like by yourself. I think that's a very lonely place to think that you want to operate in this world like by yourself. So for
Yeah.
me, that's a bit of the benefits for me that I absolutely admire and just adore. Like, I couldn't imagine being up against this stuff right now with the whole government, my job situation. Like, I can't imagine doing it by myself. Like, what y'all call it, crash out? I probably have a crash out moment. Like, I just can't fathom doing it by myself.
Yeah. That's
How
true.
about you?
Funny you asked me that. So, in my opinion, the benefits of marriage is there's a lot of them,
Yeah, there is a lot.
but I would say one primary benefit for me is that as a man, I think that it allows you to focus solely on your purpose instead of constantly focusing on other things and being distracted. Like, as far as like going out trying to
Yeah.
meet women, you know what I'm saying? When you're a single man, you usually are on the prowl 24/7. A lot of women don't know that. But you're usually, if you see a girl that's your type, or somebody, a pretty girl, you usually like trying to talk to her, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And or you have situationships where you are talking to females, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying, dates, trying to see them, and that takes up a lot of time and effort just to do that. And I feel like when you have somebody at home, it allows you to then zoom out, and really focus on yourself, because you kind of got that box checked, already. So I think that's one of the primary benefits for men. You don't have to worry about, it's a lot of stuff going on
Yeah.
out here. The dating world is crazy, but you just don't have to worry about so much going on. You don't have to spend so much time chasing women. So that's one thing I would say. Another thing I would say is, as far as, like she said, like not being alone.
Yeah.
So having somebody with you, like women, a lot of times we only talk about how women like to, you know what I'm saying, be with a man, like how
Yeah.
women can't be alone. But
Yeah.
man, we don't like to be alone either,
Yeah.
as far as like the company, even though we talk about we like to be left alone.
Yeah.
And we do.
Yeah.
Understand that. We do like to be left alone, but we also, I heard Patrice O'Neal say one time, he said, men want to be alone, but we don't want to be by ourselves. Which makes no sense. But he said, you could be here, but you just need to be in the ceiling somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
That's
like that.
wild.
But that's it's true. You know what I'm saying? We, as men, we like to have the company of a woman as well. And also, women serve as like a muse to men, if you know what that is. Like, in Greek mythology, the Greek gods would say their muses would be people that inspired them. I think, like, just being able to wake up and see something pretty, a pretty woman, in my presence, inspires me to,
Yeah.
tackle the day.
Yeah. I think it's the same thing for women too. As far as, I think you mentioned like purpose at one point. But I feel like cultivating you, like I don't know, something about that person being there with you, it kind of encourages you or inspires you to be better, if that makes sense. Like, it brings something else out of you that you didn't even know you had there, or it could be something that you like buried a long time ago, like you didn't think that this would be you, or you didn't think that you could do it, and then just having that person there that's like can literally see you, like, no, this is you, this is your purpose, this is what you're supposed to do. So I think like it plays a part in like growing as a person as well. So I can say that like there's been plenty of times where I kind of like hidden skills or talents or gifts and then just having you coming along like, no, that's not, like, I see this for you, like, this is you, like, you can do this. So you need that extra.
Well, yeah, that's the encouragement
Yeah.
is everything
Yeah.
as far as, somebody that believes in you, you know what I'm saying? Somebody that's not wishing the worst on you, you know what I'm saying? Always well wishing you, praying for you, things like that. That's so important, having people in your corner.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a benefit. Financially, it's a benefit
I was
as
just about to
well.
say, what you
mean,
think about finances?
It can be a benefit, you know what I'm saying? But if you got a wife with a full Amazon cart, then that might hinder you. It might hinder your bonus. You feel me?
I feel attacked.
No, not you. Not you. No, not you. We're not talking about not her. Not her, guys. Not her. But yeah, it's beneficial as far as like just two incomes,
Yeah.
Like we with both of us, I mean, we do well, and it's because it's two of us. In any situation, like your partner, it's an asset to the money you're bringing in, because it's two people, two heads are better than one. You know what I'm saying? They always say that, and that as well. Like when when I have something where I need to run it by Ty, like what you think about? Like Ty's writing a book, if she wants some feedbacks, what you think about this? You know, you always have somebody to run ideas by and see if they stick, and it could, you know what I'm saying, sometimes it'll be something where she just like, nah, that ain't it, so yeah, having that first reviewer is important.
Yeah. I definitely agree with the finances take on it. I think that the society has kind of pushed like women would rather be alone, or like they make six figures, or they make more money than a guy, like they're the breadwinner. So in their mind, they feel like if you're not making the money that I'm making or as much as me, then we don't have anything to talk about. And that sounds a little loony to me. Don't kill me in the comments. Hear me out. If I make six figures and the guy that's approaching me wants to marry me, whatever, we're courting. Let's say we're courting. And he makes six figures, or he makes a little bit more than me. That's adding to the six figures that I make. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Men naturally, they just want to provide naturally. Like that's just what they do. They're going to provide. Like you ever been with I know that there's plenty of women that's probably been out with a guy and like they want to be the ones to pay for the dinner, or they want to be the ones to make it known like, no, I got it. Like that's typically how that works naturally. But to me, it sounds loony to me to say I have all of this money and we don't have nothing to talk about if you're not making as much. And it's like it's an asset to your finances. Like it adds to it.
Yeah.
And 9 times out of 10, I really ain't got to spend my money because he gonna give me his money. It sounds so crazy to say this, but this is the truth. This is the truth.
Hold up, wait. No.
It is kind of like that.
I
Your
understand.
husband,
Yeah, I
the
understand what
husband
you're
provides and he takes care of his wife. He takes care of the home. Like there's never.
But it also got to be a balance. I feel
Well,
like.
yes.
Okay, I'm talking about in the situation where the wife makes six figures. If the wife makes more money than the husband, I mean, the husband gonna always. I feel like he should definitely do his part, but should he be paying all the bills in
No,
that
that's
situation?
not.
Probably not.
Yeah.
And that's not because. I don't know. It's really just because, I mean, it's a team,
Yeah.
We a team. I think we get caught up on the whole, oh, the man's supposed to, especially in this economy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's a rough time, and I feel like I'm not saying that it should even be like 50-50 or anything like that. But I feel like if the woman is making a lot of money, now the man should still carry a lot of the work and the weight.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. But naturally, he's going to do that.
Yeah.
So it's a benefit. It doesn't matter if I make more money than him or not. If this is a grown man who is courting me or want to take this serious, like naturally, that's just what he gonna do.
Yeah. I just think that from what I'm saying is that, like, from a point of view of, because a lot of women will use that as a reason to not be with a man right there. You just said that, like, women will be like, oh, well, you ain't got the money, you can't, you ain't gonna, you know
Well,
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
that's what I'm saying. It sounds loony to say that.
Yeah.
Because a man is naturally going to
Yeah,
do his
gonna do
thing.
his part. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
he
feel you.
naturally gonna do it. So you
Yeah.
sound kind of crazy saying that.
Yeah, I got you.
Because he gonna do it.
Yeah, I got you. That makes sense.
So that's what I mean by that. So
Yeah.
it's still it's just greatly gonna. This is from a woman's perspective, though. Of course, it'll be different from a guy's point of view, but like that's a major benefit. And we ruin it by having that mindset. Naturally, he gonna do it.
Yeah, that's true. And if you give up this benefit of, you know what I'm saying, then you're giving up everything else that comes with marriage, you know. And, you know, I don't know about, I know we have some younger listeners as well, but I mean, we don't get any younger, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the older you get, you know, you I don't want to be out, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm just saying. You don't want to be out in the club every weekend,
sure.
or, you know, just always trying to find somebody, you know what I'm saying? You want to find your person. So that's a big benefit. And regardless of how the finances shake up, what side it shakes up on, figure it out. You know what I'm saying?
That's
you just got to figure it out.
Facts, figure it out.
and eventually, you know, I think it'll always come back around, you know what I'm saying? Because with a man, if he got that vision, you know, he'll figure that out. You know what I'm saying? I don't think a man is going to be satisfied with not, like you said.
Yeah.
He ain't going to never be satisfied with not doing
Yeah.
a majority of the part.
That's that's what y'all do.
Yeah, that's absolutely
That's
true.
legit what y'all do. We can also look at it from a biblical standpoint too. If we compare, like Jesus and the church, Jesus being the man or the groom, of course, and what he's willing to give and sacrifice for his bride. No, so that's a benefit as well for for women. Your man is going to sacrifice. He's going to sacrifice. He's going to make sure that he makes it work. He figures it out. He's going to put the time in, and he's going to do what he got to do to see to that his family is taken care of. That's a benefit.
Absolutely. And that protection.
Yeah,
that's another thing. That protection, like ladies, is.
Yeah.
I mean, having a man in your corner, especially, you know, just period out in these streets. I know you got the mace. I know you got the, you know what I'm saying? Everybody got the weapons now. However, you know, having that man that protects you and protects your honor and protects your name. I feel like that's even more important, protecting your name, you know, because, like, I don't know, reputation is everything. And you know, you just got to kind of, having that person to, represent you like that is good.
Yeah.
And to piggyback off of what you just said a little bit, as far as like finances go, you know what I'm saying? I think that's the reason why a lot of men take so long to be ready to say that they're ready to marry a woman. It's because I feel like men want to be in their purpose. They want to be already established, so they don't have to, you know, have that. So that dynamic doesn't exist. I feel like, and I think that is kind of something like that's pushing, I feel like, us apart. Because of, okay, the woman, we both want the same thing at the end of the day. However, because it's not a reality today, we deny the blessings that could come with our union if we were to, you know, to just work it out. You know what I'm saying? Because I know when I was with Ty would always be, you know what I'm saying, she would constantly be asking me, when you gonna marry me, you know, stuff like that. And, you know, it took me a minute to be like I said, I was scared of what would come with that, because I didn't feel like I was ready yet to do it. And I feel like if we can overcome that fear, you know what I'm saying, the fear of the unknown for the woman, she don't know what he gonna be.
Nah, she knows.
If you got a good woman, then she know.
I'm not petitioning you to marry me if I don't.
Yeah, exactly. and the fear of, you know, of not being able to provide for a man, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like if we can get over that fear and understand that we better together, then it's all gonna be good. You know what I'm saying? God gonna find a way. Like we said, like you just brought up the relationship between Jesus and the church.
Yeah.
Jesus did everything he did for his people in the church without knowing that they were going to ever follow him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so I can see where that would be a little scary.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's always there's nothing for certain. That's just life in general though. But yeah, that's a good analogy because yeah, Jesus was feeding thousands and turning water to wine and that he never really got on earth, you know what I'm saying, the respect that he deserved, you know. And so you always going out on a limb in a relationship, I feel like.
That's true. But there's favor. The Lord honors marriage.
Absolutely.
That's another that's a huge benefit.
Yeah.
That's a super duper huge benefit is that there's favor. That's what God wants. That's what he foresees for his people is to get married. But yeah, there was something else I was going to say. Hopefully it'll come back to me.
Yeah.
Dang.
Do you want to go?
I forget.
Was it on that same topic?
Yeah, I think so. I was going to be something biblical. It'll come back to me. I promise it will. It'll come back.
Okay. Because I'm about to switch it up a little bit.
Okay.
Real quick. Because we talked about how in the Bible, in Proverbs, I talk about how when some of the people that I deal with, if they want to know a good starting place in the Bible, usually, you start at Genesis. But for a lot of men in this generation, because they were more introduced into reading with like self-help books, I give them Proverbs because I feel like Proverbs is like a self-help book. It's nothing but wisdom.
Yeah.
And in the book of Proverbs, they have that saying, he who finds a wife finds a good thing. And key word in that, finds a wife, meaning she was a wife before he found her.
Yeah,
like we just talked about being the husband wanting to be the man before he gets with his wife.
That's good.
So what do you think about that scripture, and how does a woman, what does that mean to be a wife before you meet your husband?
So to me, that looks like establishing that you are a wife, right? That's relationship with God. It sounds cliche, but that is a relationship with God. But a wife is there's a script in Proverbs 31. You guys can go through that chapter, but that speaks of, you probably heard people say the Proverbs 31 wife. That's what they're talking about. It gives you like a list of what a wife is, and essentially a wife is going to come and take care of the home. She doesn't bring trouble. She doesn't argue. She's working actively with her hands. She's not lazy. She's up in the morning, covering the whole house, praying. You know what I'm saying? She works. She still works. Whatever that work look like, right? And especially in this day and age, whatever it looks like. But she's not just sitting around somewhere, just like not doing nothing. Her character, it goes in about her character, the way she treats the poor. And it doesn't necessarily have to mean someone homeless, but maybe someone is poor in spirit. How she operates with people. Is she compassionate? She's kind. She's loving. She's caring. She's all these things. To me, I mean, that's what Proverbs 31 it like literally spills out to you, plain and simple. And I would say courting, like guys courting women, like you need to look at those kinds of things. If that's what your desire is, to me. Yeah. You need to look at those kinds of things.
Yeah. And I feel like in that, like, okay, how do you know you found a wife, And as a woman, like you just said, you know, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Same thing with a man. I feel like you know, when you found a wife, because she has those qualities. Like the man, he has the qualities that, you know what I'm saying, that make him a man. Yeah. But we also talked about a lot of people always, especially within the dialogue out here right now, they say that they've been fooled by somebody. Talk about what questions do you need to ask somebody when you first get with them, I feel like. And like in the first stages of your relationship, to understand if he is husband material or wife material as well. What do you think?
As far as husband material for the women, I've said this a long time ago and I still stick by this. Like, this is how when TJ and I first, started our phase, I always knew, and I think TJ can attest to this. First of all, we were always really good friends. But I would just watch TJ grow as an individual. Every year he got better. You get older, you get mature. Of course, there was some ups and downs, but you get mature. And he was just a great person. Like, that side of him just never changed. And I would say you need to establish morals. That's very important. Do you guys share the same morals? And if you do share the same morals, where do those morals come from? What I mean by that is, like, what's the source? So my morals come from being a follower of Christ, right? I could share the same morals with an atheist, but you are obviously gathering your morals from elsewhere. Mine's is coming mainly from scripture, and that's my source. So that's important to me. That is very important. You have to understand the morals. If y'all don't have the same morals, that's going to be a problem. That's going to be an issue. And as far as being tricked, I think we touched on this a little bit on one episode where I was saying that you can keep saying it over and over and over again, but if your actions do not align with what you're saying, then at that point your words hold no value. And for me, I've said this several times. I don't believe that a man is going to tell you more than once what he wants. So if he's courting you and he foresees, like, I want to marry you, this is what I want, he's going to show you exactly that. And if he's showing you anything else, then that's your answer.
Yeah.
That's your answer.
Because I feel like sometimes, we don't know. And it can come either way. Like, it comes both ways. Like we see a lot of these relationships, even if you look on, like, these relationship shows, like, I know we got, like, Ultimatum and all that. On Netflix, where it can be the man too. It could be the woman. He's been with this woman for years. I'm gonna marry her. I love her. I'm Rodney. I'm from Wisconsin. And Angel, she's been my pride and joy. And then they get on the show and he want to marry her so bad, and she don't want it.
She don't want it.
And it can always be one sided like that. But how did it even get to that point? And I feel like in some cases, we got hopeless romantics out there.
Yeah, and I feel like there's a lack. There's a lack of communication. That's just what that shows me clearly. Because how do you get? Let's say they're together for 8 years. How do you get 8 years in, and you have your partner don't like you? That's what that sounds like to me when you're talking about ultimatum and he going in talking about that's my sunshine and all of that, and then she's like, no, I really don't want to marry you. Like, somewhere along the line, like, this one's no.
Somebody missed something.
Yeah.
And it could be you could have purposely missed it.
That's true.
That
we do get into that too. A lot of times we ignore the red flags. That is what really gets us in trouble. We ignore the red flags. We expose our hand very early on. We can only pretend for so long before the truth starts to spill out.
Yeah.
I'm not pretending to be something that I'm not for 8 years. That's insane. That's pretty crazy.
I feel like it's ebbs and flows in relationships. Like, it's ups and downs.
That's true.
There's relationships they like that. Sometimes you're all the way in, and sometimes you know what I'm saying, you take a foot out. It's just that's how it happens. However, as far as, like, on a marriage tip, I feel like
I'm not pretending.
No, you don't pretend. Nah. On a
That's
marriage tip,
crazy.
you kind of gotta. If it's meant to be, it'll be.
Yeah.
What Lauren say?
What did he say?
I said what Lauren say.
Oh, Lauren. I thought you said Lawrence.
Said what is meant to be will be.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. But I do think we ignore the red flags a lot. And that's why you have to stay. I'm going to always take it back to having your relationship with God. It's very important. Take that up with him. You really like a person, take it up with him. 9 times out of 10, he's going to show you exactly why. A, this is your partner, or B, absolutely not.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And and sometimes you can talk to God about it, and you know how it is when you're talking to God. God is always gonna give you signs. And I feel like sometimes it's like, I don't know. We kind of almost force things. I feel like sometimes, and
Yeah.
and I think that is where you get into trouble, is when you're
Yeah.
trying to force
Force it.
something. And yeah, but from the man's perspective, some things you need to know early about a woman is: do you want kids? I think that's a very important question that a man should ask a woman. If you want to have kids, you need to ask that woman, does she want to have kids?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Or if if she has kids, do you want more kids?
Yeah.
You want to always open up that early, because that can be a huge determining factor right there. Just you can be on different pages with that.
Yeah.
I think from a man, you also need to know what it is. What's your temperature within yourself? I feel like that's something that I had to learn through my relationship, like my temperature with Ty. Because me and Ty are like I don't know. It's like sometimes it's like sometimes I feel like I'm haggling her a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
What?
Like, I'll follow her around the house sometimes, and she'll like run away from me. And I had to finally, and I had to finally understand that, what I'm saying, that's just her temperature is different than mine. I'm kind of sometimes a little more, I would say, lovey-dovey. You know what I'm saying? Like, not on a romantic tip, because it's not really romantic. It's just more like, I'm more like touchy-feely.
Yeah.
you know?
I think that's most men, though.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of men gonna say no, but I think that's just wired in y'all.
Yeah, but I feel like the ebbs and flows of a relationship kind of sometimes will cause you to think that because I'm like that, and because you are sometimes like not right now, that you don't like me no more.
Yeah. Ooh.
And I feel like we talked about this earlier. What was we talking about earlier? Oh yeah, man. Remember you were telling me about I was telling you about some TikTok story.
Yeah, they was wilding, y'all. They was wilding.
It was something on TikTok where what was it, the girl went to the movies with some other dude.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is another thing with men. I try to tell this to Ty. I tell her this every so often, because I feel like it's something that women don't really understand about men. Men won't pay more than what another man paid for a woman. Not as like money, but as far as like what they had to do in order for you to give them attention. I feel like men are very simple. 1 + 1 = 2.
Yeah.
If I give you some rhythm and you push back, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You ain't feeling me like that.
Yeah.
And it's very simple. 1 + 1 = 2. When women are much more complex than that. And I feel like that's something that we don't understand, but something that women on the other side are not logical. So that's why I feel like that's not, no shot, ladies.
I was about to say what?
No shot, but
We're
not logical.
We're a little bit more.
That's not what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like women are like the wind. You never know when it's gonna blow. If it's coming
we
from
up
the
and
east or
down.
the
We're
west,
up and down for sure.
So, but yeah, I feel like, and that sometimes can cause friction in us not understanding each other.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that you got to start planting those seeds. Like I said, when Ty was in our relationship, Ty was telling me like, "Yo, you gonna marry me?" She was asking those questions. She literally was asking me that, and I had to confront it. Like,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, like, like, and I wanted to marry her, like I said, but a lot of men, if we're not in that position, we sometimes we get a little shell shocked.
Yeah.
For sure.
So, yeah, don't let him play with you, sis. If that marriage is what you desire, you let that man know. If he says no, his loss.
That's
Bow
true.
out gracefully.
That's true.
Don't try to force nothing. Don't bow out gracefully.
And I think another thing. This is another thing. So we'll go to the more macro portion of this conversation, and we won't go too much longer. We'll wrap it up here. We just talked about the benefits of marriage, like from an individual standpoint.
Yeah.
Of course, you know, we don't want to be alone, the
Yeah.
financial benefits, the, you know, the focus, the purpose, all of that type of stuff. But from a macro standpoint, like, why does the world need, especially our people, you know what I'm saying? Why is marriage important to our people as a whole? And I'll start it off. I feel like community is everything.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't have community, you don't have anything. They always say it takes a village, you know. I grew up in a family, a huge family. You know, my dad's side, my dad got 8 brothers and sisters, you know, and everybody was married, you know,
Yeah.
and it was always an example that was set for me, you know,
Yeah.
in my life. And what I seen from that is that everybody was able to hold each other up, and, you know, everybody was able to, I got these videos, been watching these videos. Don't nobody show this to my mom or my dad. But I've been watching these videos of these tapes that my parents gave me from long ago, and my whole family is in one. My grandma's house was so small, and
Yeah.
it'd be 50 of us there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Community is so important, especially in times like this with the government shutting down stuff like that. We got to come
Absolutely.
together. You know,
Absolutely.
we have to come together. My
Yeah.
sister in Florida, she actually sometimes she'll cook for the entire neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot easier for us to come together. It's cheaper if we make one big meal
Yep.
than for us to each have to go to McDonald's or, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's cheaper like that. So
Yeah.
if we want to build communities start with families.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's why our communities are so disconnected, and our children aren't getting those examples, because I feel like we're not showing them an example in the home.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
you see the byproduct of how the males and females treat each other on social media, because we're seeing dysfunction. It's nothing but dysfunction.
Yeah.
Instead of us setting an example and building a community, because once you build a family, now a few families make a neighborhood.
Yeah.
A few neighborhoods make a community.
For sure.
A few neighborhoods, you know what I'm saying? That makes a city. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's how we always done it as far as black people in this country. You know, when you look back in time, that's how the Black Wall Streets and all of that stuff was built. It was built on family.
Yeah.
And each of us looking out for each other. Each of us looking out for each other kids. And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like we're so disconnected these days that we don't have that. And I feel like that is, if we had that, it'd be a lot easier for our businesses and all of that type of stuff to flourish. But it starts in the home,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
I agree.
Just my humble opinion.
I agree. I don't have no pushback on what you said. I agree.
Okay.
And I also feel like, just like you were talking about, like building a community and things of that nature, like then I think me and you were talking about this one time before too. You know, obviously families are having families, but if you keep it within the community, now I know your mom and my parents, our parents know each other. So I know where you came from, and I know where you came from. Now we see that, yeah, I can go to you can go to my dad and ask for my hand in marriage. It feels more secure, I guess that's what I'm looking for. To know, coming from the parents aspect of it. But I think it would be better that way too, if we all grew up together. We all know what these families are about. We all have been businesses together. We've all broken bread together. We've all created this community together. We're still community. We're still a village. We all take care of each other's kids. We've watched them grow up, you know, yada, 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 so on and so forth. Absolutely, I would want my daughter to marry your son. And I think that that's important. We should.
Because I know you.
Yeah.
And that would stop a lot of the
Yep.
nonsense we see out here as far as like domestic violence, things like that. You know, if my son marries somebody that I know and respect's daughter, I can check my son for you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the fathers aren't in the household right now to even be able to do that, you know? So yeah, that's something. A lot of people will say that's old fashioned. That's old fashioned, you know what I'm saying? Because it is. That's asking for
But I mean,
somebody's hand in marriage. But if
you take it back,
it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I was gonna say, if you compare the two now,
Yeah.
Now, what do you see?
Exactly.
So they was doing something right.
Yeah.
There's something that you could take from that. They was doing something right.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's important. It's important for us to see it. It's important for our children to see it. It's important for people our age to see it. It gives you hope. It makes you hopeful. I absolutely love when we are getting married. I
Oh
love to
yeah. We
see
got a
somebody
wedding
is
next
getting
month.
proposed to. Yes.
Yep.
Shout out to the Harvestons.
Just went to a wedding in June. My boy
Yeah.
Teal. Shout out my boy Teal.
So
Just jumped that broom.
stuff like that just like really makes me excited and just happy on
Yeah.
the inside, because we could sit up here and tell you the benefits, but I don't think that we'll be able to put in words the feeling. I can give you like the out surface of it, but I don't really have the words to really express to you what it truly feels like. Like it's kind of like one of those situations where it's like you got to see this or you got to have this in order for you to feel it. You know, same thing like when you believe in God. Like I could tell you all the great things that he's done for me. I could show you. You can look at me and see that, okay, she's changed, but I can't truly give you the words. All I can do is say, you should do this. You should do this.
Yeah.
But so yeah.
Yeah. So I think that, I mean, yeah, it's important. It's important.
It's very important. And it's good for you. No matter what, it's good. It's
good. And let me say this before we go, because I do want to make sure we make this clear, you know, that with marriage, marriage is very important for our communities, you know what I'm saying? But everybody won't be married, you know? And that's okay too. This is no knock against, because you can still be an integral part of the community, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that just because, you know, we need good people before anything, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, we need that community aspect, you know, and we take care of each other regardless of your marital status. But we need more families to be together regardless. You know what I'm saying? Jesus was never married. You know what I'm saying? Paul was never married in the Bible. You know, that's just sometimes you weren't called to be married, you know?
That's true.
That's fine. But with everything, we work together and we create a village. And I feel like we need more families together in order to really fulfill that mission of that the Bible sought out with Jesus and the church.
Yeah.
Let's come together, you know. We got and we can start taking them couples trips.
Yeah, we can.
We've been waiting for that. That's one thing we've been waiting. We got a few married friends, you know. We got a few married friends. We trying to. That's one of the main reasons we started this podcast. We want more married friends.
Yeah, yes.
We ain't got no friends.
Yes, it's rough out here. It's rough out here.
No, we do got a lot of friends, but we want more married friends. You know, we want our friends to get married. So we push for that. And like I said, what we just talked about. Is one of the main reasons that we're here. So.
Yep. Be on the lookout for the book.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it. If you want to come out Thanksgiving with us, you know what I'm saying? We actually about to go and grab us something to eat right now.
Oh, ladies, I do want to let you know that I actually have a Bible study. That I do every Monday. If you're interested, just leave a comment and I'll drop the link for you. It's on Zoom. It starts at 6 p.m. Well, technically it starts at 6:30, but I give that the 30-minute window for people to kind of pop in if they're going to pop in a little bit later, and to just kind of chit chat with the women in the group.
Community.
But,
talk about it. Community.
Yeah. And it's called FMS, For My Sister's Bible Study. We are currently going over the Sweeter Than Honey series. It's a 7-session study. So if you're interested in that, let me know. Just make a comment. I'll send you the link and we'll go from there.
Yep. Community, reach out to us. We want to talk to you. We want to hear from you. We want to chat with you. Yeah. We got a group as well. It's an IT group that we meet every Tuesday night. It's specifically if you want to get into IT though. But if you're interested in that, hit us up. Hit me up. Hit me, Bash, Ben, Yema, E, Boy Lyric, a lot of us. So yeah. But that's all we got to talk about, man. Thank you all for listening, and here's another episode. Hope you got some good value out of it.
Hopefully.
Yeah, and we love y'all, and like Pam say, hey.
I'm so done.